Hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday, May 30th. It's Dave Neal, stand-up comic, and this is a Bachelor Nation News video for you. Bachelor in Paradise starts filming in about a week. 1 week from today. It starts filming next Tuesday, but we've got so much to get into. Bachelor in Paradise confirmations. Could we possibly see Rachel Recchia on the beach? Will she be canoodling with one Blake Moynes? He has a way of finding his way into the lead's pockets. We'll see. But we're going to share all of the rumors. Of course, there's never a confirmation until someone's on sand, but it looks like it's shaping up to be a hit cast for the summer. So we're going to get into all of this. I am actually recording from Nashville, Tennessee. I'm here on some business, so I've got my mobile set up. I hope that's okay with you guys here, trying to give you the best audio which is possible. Before we get into the Bachelor in Paradise rumors, I wanted to share just a quick clip of my show last night in Nashville. Where am I again? And if you want to watch this, I'll put it on the Patreon, patreon.com/Dave Neal. It was new material night, which means you try some new jokes. So I did only an 8-minute set, but probably the middle 4 minutes are new jokes I'm working on. So if you want to hear some new jokes I'm working on, check that out. But it was actually a sold-out crowd here. Just a real quick intro.
Richard from California. Please welcome on the stage, David Neal, everybody.
Messed up my name. All right, and then anyway, you can go catch that. I got a new jacket, so I got new jacket energy. We'll have to see how that goes. All right, so before we get into Bachelor in Paradise, we had this interesting tea from Elise who lives with Blake Horstman. Someone said, spill the tea. Have you met other TV people who aren't nice? She said, not necessarily not nice, but I think some people, especially in the reality TV space, really buy into their hype post-show. That momentary notoriety is so fleeting for 98% of cast members because there's always another season and new people coming in. It can be really crushing when you fall from that pedestal if that's where your validation is coming from. I won't lie, it's a bizarre thing to navigate, and everyone, myself included, has their hurdles and shortcomings going through it. Most of my experiences have been really positive, but I have rolled my eyes at some interactions, comments from those in the thick of it. Yeah, and we'll see that with Bachelor in Paradise. You get a popularity contest where people come onto the beach. Surely, if Blake Moynes comes onto the beach, he'll be a hot commodity. He's been on multiple Bachelorette seasons. He's yet to be the Bachelor, but hey, who knows? Maybe that's around the corner. You've got Rachel Recchia with such public breakups and things like that, and then you'll have some lesser known people that like Christina Mandrell, who of course can bring the drama and fun, but is on the newer side of the show. So we're gonna go to what Reality Steve has to say about what he's hearing in his predictions of who will be on the show. We'll pause it as we go along and discuss.
Just like it is every season, a majority of Zach's women are going, the women on Zach's season are going to make up a majority of the women that are going to be on this season. And in terms of Charity's men, they will make up quite a few of them as well. Usually 8 to 10 of that Bachelorette's men end up on the season. But last season we had 44 people show up. We have no idea if they're doing the Casa Amor twist again this season. We have no idea. I mean, we won't know stuff until things start filming.
44 people showing up. That's like when a restaurant has a really large menu and it's like, just serve me good food. I'd rather have a small menu with good food than too many people. 44 people. How many names can you even remember? I don't even know my nephew's names. And I got to remember this, whatever.
Bachelor in Paradise is usually a little more looser, so we're going to probably hear more things as filming is going on. It's happened every season. I don't see why this season would be much different. A lot of talk about what former leads are going to go on this season. You can pretty much guarantee that Rachel is going to be on the show. She will be part of the original cast because they would never bring in her.
That's Rachel Recchia.
Putting Rachel on in episode 3, Rachel will be there. From everything that I've heard, I don't believe Gabby is doing it. I also don't believe Michelle Young is doing it. So in terms of former leads, Clayton literally came out on Instagram stories last week and said he's not doing it. So you can take Gabby out. You can take Clayton out.
So no from Gabby Windy, and of course she was on Dancing with the Stars, and she's got other things going on. Bachelor in Paradise would probably be a step back for her. But will the other Gabby be joining? Of course, would this be hopeful from Zach's season? Will she be joining? We don't know of her yet. Let's keep on going.
You can take Michelle Young out. Obviously, Claire's out.
Surprise for no Michelle Young. I thought we'd see Michelle Young.
Tayshia's out. So I don't think you're going to have many former leads on there. Katie's not doing it. I'd be shocked if she showed up. It's more or less, I don't think the show is a fan of Katie. As you know, she's very outspoken. She's not their cup of tea. I love the fact that she's outspoken, but...
Yeah, Katie's a definite no, as we covered earlier. We'll go to her. Let's go to Katie's Instagram stories here. She's in Mexico right now with some influencers. So, hey, if they want to call her up, she's already got the passport out ready to go, but it doesn't look like Katie will be there. Let's see what she's up to here. She said she feels so burned out, and I'm trying to see if we have some earlier videos of Katie here. Yeah, she actually said something very interesting about, and again, we'll jump back to this Bachelor in Paradise list in a second, but Katie said something very interesting about sharing what it feels like when people doubt that you were the Bachelorette, that feeling, I don't know if it's imposter syndrome or the projection from others, but have a listen.
I'm going to tell you guys an insecurity that I have. And it's when people find out that I was on reality TV, and then they find out I was the Bachelorette, and they go, wait, like, the Bachelorette? Like, yeah, like, but like the Bachelorette, you're the girl with 30 guys, the Bachelorette. I'm like, yes, I was. It doesn't really feel good with the self-esteem. It feels like you look at me and you're judging me and you're like, there's no way you're the Bachelorette. I'm like, I was. Okay, and so like when you ask me if I was the Bachelorette, it's just, I don't know, it just rubs me the wrong way. I don't like it, you guys.
And then she showed this proof example where a quarterback asked her if she was the Bachelorette in Seattle. Russell Wilson. He goes, you're like the Bachelorette. All right. So anyway, side note, no Katie Thurston on Bachelor in Paradise this season. Keep it going.
The show doesn't. So I don't even see why they would invite her. And
they would invite her.
She has said she would only do it for X amount of money, and I don't think they would give that to her. So I don't expect to see her.
They should. If the show knows what they want to do, they should get as many former leads on as possible.
Her there. That's the last, 5 Bachelorettes? I mean, who else is there?
Pilot Pete.
I mean, it's not going to be Charity. I told you Rachel's going to be there. Gabby's not doing it. Claire's not doing it. Hannah's not doing it. Becca's not doing it. Rachel Lindsay's not doing it. JoJo's not doing it. And
then there's really no hard evidence that Pilot Pete will do it, but there's no reason why he wouldn't do it. So kind of waiting to hear about that. In other news, Reality Steve had this funny moment here. You know how he got in that fight with chicks in the office? And by fight, I mean they tried to have this wild spoiler that turned out not to be true, and he danced on their grave. So chicks in the office had a live event, and people were posting signs about Reality Steve.
Me? And number 2, I think somebody's misinformed yet again, because what Rhea did when she came out and said that she had a source that told her that Zach had dumped Katie and he was with Jess. I mean, I don't know how many times I have to repeat this. All I said was it's not true, and probably shouldn't say that without going into further detail about how you got your information. I said I wasn't mad at Rhea. I wasn't clowning her. I wasn't saying anything other than this is how you handle it. And it's somebody that clearly had never been given a spoiler before and didn't really know what to do. And all I was doing was giving advice and telling them, look, it's I've been through this before. You just run with something you hear, and then you say, I have no idea if it's true or not. And then that's just a very weak thing to do, because if you say like, hey, look, here's something that I heard, I have no idea if it's true or not, because we all know if it ends up being true, you're going to jump up and down saying, I told you so. But then when it doesn't, you have egg on your face, and then you just look not very credible.
Of course, this is the spoiler that Chicks in the Office had, that the person who was... They had predicted a different winner for last season, and it didn't come out to be true. But hey, that's what's fun about the spoiler game here. You get to throw your spoilers out. If you don't have evidence, you look like an idiot if you're wrong. I think Reality Steve should go on Chicks in the Office. I don't think they would have him. Chicks in the Office is such a corporate podcast. I feel like they're too busy having the James Marsdens and the celebrity influencer types. They don't want us us blue collar folks, but we're here nonetheless. Chicks in the office, if you want to chat. All right, so what do you think? One person they didn't mention was Jess Gerard. She's definitely going to be on the beach, and I think Reality Steve actually. I didn't play the clip, but I think he was mentioning that Ariel will probably be on the beach as well. Just all the women that were notable from this past season. It's kind of interesting to me though when you think about the life cycle. I mean, if you don't go on the beach after your season, you might just never be on a Bachelor show again. It's a very quick. Then you have the Genevieve Parisis, who, if you create enough drama on the beach, you may be invited back. It really goes to show why there is a bias towards carnage, because if you kind of can print headlines and do something notable, you might come back. And if you are just there to, have some, shrimp cocktail, you might not make it back unless you're like Becca Kufrin and you're big enough and work within the show. But either way, lots of contestants to choose from. Leave a comment if you didn't hear anyone you want to see on the beach. I always think it's a good idea if they bring back people from several years ago, but usually people move on with their life and they probably don't want to come back. It's a young man's game, folks. But I think if Blake Moynes makes a good third impression while on the beach, I don't know about you guys. I'm a big fan. I say Blake Moynes for Bachelor. All right, that's my thought. Let me know what you guys think. We'll be back this afternoon for Bachelor Rush Hour, and I will have, let's see, I'm trying to decide what time to do my Patreon. It's 9:38 this morning here in Central Time Zone. Let's do 11 a.m. Central Time Zone. So if you want to check out the Patreon live stream, we'll be live at 11 a.m., and then I'll have the clip of my stand-up show from last night. Oh, plus I actually have a stand-up show that was just added last minute here at the Bowery Vault Wednesday night in Tennessee. So I'll be there in Nashville, Tennessee. Free show. It's going to be a ton of fun. 7 p.m. the Bowery Vault. Go check that out. All of the info of that on my Instagram. And then next week I'm in New York City, Stand Up New York on Tuesday at 7 p.m. So make sure to get your tickets for that. That's on June 6th or 7th, whatever the Tuesday is. All right, folks, we'll be back right after this.